And welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. Always a joy to welcome Amanda Ann Schutz to our studios. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Amanda is from Compassion Delivered. And for those who might not be familiar, you've only been around for a year. So let's remind everyone what it is you do.
Sure. We actually are getting ready to celebrate our second anniversary in January.
Awesome.
But we are located here in Stark County, and we provide healthy nutritional meals to people who have life-threatening or terminal illnesses or diseases in our community at no cost.
And what's amazing, Amanda, is that you do this. This isn't your day job. This is something that you do from your heart. Talk about that a little bit.
This is what I believe my husband and I have been called to do. And this started in 2016 with a conversation that basically was, if we were to bring something like this to our community, would it be of benefit? And we had known of a company, an organization out in the West that was already doing this. And my cousin worked for them. And so we already had some experience with organizations that were helping people that had life-threatening or terminal illnesses with food. And so we basically said, if we do this, would it make sense? And we began to pray about it and give it to the Lord. And he really kind of showed up and said, yes, all the doors opened, all the conversations that needed to happen happened. And here we are, almost 2 years. We're a 501c3, and we have a board of directors. There's 13 board members, and my husband's the one that makes all the food. And we just love on people on a weekly basis with good food and great conversation and just showing them the love.
And how convenient that your husband is a chef. Let's give him a shout out a little bit. Where's his day job?
So he currently is working for a deli, the Blue Heron Deli in Massillon, and which is great because it allows him to be home with us a little bit more than he has over the years, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And really, quite frankly, what would Compassion Delivered be without Daniel and without his meals? Because really, that's the whole basis of what we do, and then everything else surrounds those meals. And so I'm thankful for his willingness and for listening to God and for him to press in and do the hard work, the laboring work of this. Every meal is made with love. You can tell by looking at it, by tasting it. He really does truly pour into what he's doing. And I feel this is our calling. This is what our legacy will be for us and for our children and for those that come around us.
And they're just delicious. Let's say that. I have a friend who enjoys them regularly and just raves about how good they are.
Yes.
You do what? How many meals does he prepare a day?
So he currently makes between 20 to 25 meals. We do that so that we can have backstock. So every meal that he makes that is a protein, a vegetable, and starch, he makes extra. So that, in case he ever gets sick, what would we do if he was to get sick or need some time off?
Well, he can't.
He can't. He's not allowed.
That's
right. He's not allowed to get sick or have time off. No, I'm kidding. And if he's listening, I'm sorry. So, but I will say that he, with each meal that we provide, he does extra so that we have some on hand. And we are growing slowly, but steadily. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves because we do provide these meals for free, and that's really important to us.
Let's go back and not gloss over that. So you deliver these once a week. Is this every Friday?
Every Friday.
You do this for free.
Correct.
So you're donating your time. He's donating his time and his expertise. You're going around finding out, or you are referred people who need the service.
Yes.
And then you yourself and maybe some volunteers take them around, visit with the people for a while, and leave them with delicious meals to get them through the next week.
Exactly. So when we began Compassion Delivered, one of the very first decision we made together, besides knowing we were going to do this, was that we didn't want to charge for our meals. And that was really important for a lot of reasons, because people who find out that they are terminally ill or they have a disease or an illness that is going to hinder their job or their ability to work, it's going to affect their income right off the bat. Their medical bills are going to increase. Their jobs, they may or may not lose their job, but their ability to make money is going to be really hard. And so the last thing we wanted to do was create a great service, but then say, oh, but you're going to need to pay us. And I never wanted to do that. And so we really have made it our mission to find people who believe in what we're doing and donate. We've been blessed with some grants and foundation money. We have had some great fundraisers. We have community partners that have gotten behind us and just said, we believe in what you're doing. We're going to help you through this. And so every week so far to date, all of our meals have been for free. And that has just been a huge blessing.
Amazing. Amazing.
It is.
Any idea about what that comes to in dollar amounts?
So I haven't actually done the dollar amounts because we just celebrated 1 year in August of making meals on a continuous basis. We have, as of August 3rd, we made 1,560 meals.
Wow.
And so that means every single one of those was free, which was amazing.
Multiply about $10 a meal.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Right. So you can do the math really quickly. And so we will be looking at numbers a lot closer because as we grow, we want to have those dollars. What did that look like over the first year? You never get your first year back. And so you want to make sure that you are being good stewards of what you're doing and making good, being a good steward of the dollars that you get. And they all stay here in Stark County, which is amazing.
All of it is just
All
amazing. The whole thing is so cool. Amanda, one thing to help fund this, you do have a fun event coming up. So let's talk about that and get it on everyone's calendar.
Yes, I am so excited. So we are having our very first fundraiser gala, and it's going to be October 19th at the Courtyard Marriott from 6 p.m. to 10, and it's called Be the Change Gala because Be the Change has been our motto since day one, is that just do something that makes somebody's day better. And so that could be everything from buying somebody's cup of coffee to letting somebody in during traffic or taking a family member a meal or buying gas for somebody who has to drive to the Cleveland Clinic for appointments, whatever it might be. Do something small, but just be the change because that's what it's all about. So this gala is going to be so much fun. We have been planning it for about 8 months now, I think. It feels like it's a lot longer, but maybe that's too long. I don't know, but it's been so much fun. And so we're going to have great food. The Courtyard has been such a blessing to us. We're going to have lots of food. We're going to have a DJ and dancing, silent auction, food trucks. I mean, we just pulled out all the stops. And so, but we are limited in the amount of people we can have. We are inviting 250 people to join us. And we are to the point where we have 50 tickets left.
Oh, my goodness.
So we are like,
don't dilly-dally.
I know, right. Don't delay because once we're at 250, we can't open the door to any more people. But the tickets are $40 for a single, or for couples, it's $75.
Oh, my goodness. Reasonable.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then because you want them to spend the money while they're there.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Go for those silent auction items
That's
and everything. What's the dress? How fancy are we getting dressed
up? We're talking business attire. It's a Friday night, so really you can come straight from work or, go home and pick up your spouse and come back out, and it'll just be a really good time. We're going to keep it light and fun, and we'll have an opportunity to share our mission and where we're headed for the future. We also have some great stories of people who have been blessed by what we've been doing, and I'm excited to share those with, the people that'll be there. But then just to come and network and get to meet new people that you maybe have never had a chance to get to meet.
So again, don't rent a tux or go buy a new gown.
Right.
Keep that money and save it to spend at the gala.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
October 19th. Sounds like so much fun. How do we make reservations?
So you can go online to our website, which is www.compassiondelivered.org. And right there on the main page, it says Be the Change Gala. And you click on it, and it takes you right to the page to buy the tickets. And then we send you a hard copy ticket, and then you're good to go.
And only 50...
$40 or 50 tickets left.
Only 50 tickets
50
left.
tickets are left, yes.
Only $40 a person to be there.
Correct.
$75 if you're a couple.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
This is just too good to be true. Okay, but I'm so glad you're here today because you're almost out of tickets.
Right. I know. It went by very fast. We opened it in
Yikes.
August, and it just has been a blessing to see people buying tickets and wanting to be there that night. And we just can't wait to just share that evening and our story with so many people.
Well, Amanda, what does that tell you about what you're doing as far as affirming knowing that you heard from God all right.
It's humbling. It really is. I mean, Daniel and I, that's my husband, were talking the other night just about what that meant, that people are getting behind what we're doing, because all of us know somebody who has had or has a life-threatening or terminal illness, or you yourself have had it. And so you know what it's like to feel like you're alone. And we don't want people to feel like they're alone. They're not alone in this. We are here, and we are here to walk with them, to encourage them, and just to sit. Even when we have to just be quiet, we can just be there to just hold their hand and say, you're not alone in this.
I hear you're taking new clients.
We are.
Okay, tell me, how do you qualify?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Anyone who knows somebody that maybe has recently been diagnosed with a life-threatening or terminal illness, we would love to hear from you, because we want to help as many people as we can, but we have some spots that are open right now, and we need to fill them. We want to bless people with meals, and so it's a simple referral program. You just give us a call or you email us, and I'll give that information in a moment. But once you have given us a call or email us, we get an application in that person's hands. And it's just a 4-page simple application that tells us a little bit about their story, about their needs and challenges. And as long as they live here in Stark County and they're currently going through treatment, they qualify. And so it's pretty simple.
So much of treatment is what we put in our bodies.
Right.
So much of it is the nutrition. How do you work with people on like restricted diets?
Well, right now, unfortunately, due to our kitchen space, we can't we can't provide any meals that are gluten or allergy related.
Okay.
That's something that hopefully in the next few years we'll figure that out, but we don't want to provide any more issues, to somebody who has that need. And so those individuals, they can still call us, because we have other resources that we can point them to, and give them some feedback and some direction so that they can still provide, or get some good meals from other locations that we know of.
That's good to know.
Yes.
And that probably all comes out when they're going through the referral process and the application process, whether this is going to be a good fit or not.
Right.
But you mentioned your kitchen. You have, where does all this cooking take place?
Well, the last time we were here, we didn't have a kitchen, like a full-time kitchen. We were still doing it out of our home. And so it's been such a blessing. This whole opportunity to find this kitchen has just been, it's been a blessing. So long story short, back in April, one of our board members mentioned a church down in like the Harder Heights area down in Perry Township that has a kind of a nice commercial kitchen. And they said, they love to talk with you and see if you'd be interested. And the funny part is, I truly believe in full circle moments. I believe that there's, I was growing up when my mom had a preschool, and her preschool, actually, long story short, was housed in this church. And so when
Same
church. And I had no idea when the board member mentioned this. And so whenever the board member said, hey, let's set up a meeting and we'll go down there and look, and they gave us the address, and I started to go that direction, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this looks very familiar. Wow. And as we got closer and finally got to the church, I just stopped and said, okay, Lord, I hear you. I see you and I hear you. And
just a little wink from heaven, isn't it?
It really was. It really was, because this church has just been amazing. They have a huge space that has allowed us to double the amount of meals that we make on a daily basis. They have just worked with us in so many ways to help us be able to be there, and to help us. We can be there as long as we need to be there, and to grow. And so it's just been an amazing story, how that all came to be, because from day one, we had been looking for this commercial kitchen, and certain doors closed or certain doors didn't even, budge. And so we just stayed patient. And I knew that if we stayed diligent and continued to pray, God would open the door, and he sure did.
I love the whole thing, the whole story. Now, you have volunteers to help deliver. Do you have volunteers also help with the cooking?
So we are just getting ready to start that. So we have amazing volunteers right now that I just love them all, that come and help deliver meals on Fridays. And I just love them. And so we started that first, because that was our first priority of having people to help us deliver meals on Fridays. But now in the next month, we're going to kind of roll out a new program for volunteers to come and help work in our kitchen. And you don't have to be a chef. You don't have to even have any kind of like culinary skills or be a master of anything. We just want you to come and help wash vegetables or, slice some tomatoes or whatever it might be. But it'll just be a really great time to come and get to know one another and spend some time in the kitchen doing something fun.
Best way to reach you if somebody wants to volunteer for something like that?
Sure. So they can give us a call, 330-575-0996, or they can email us at info@compassiondelivered.org.
Perfect. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with Amanda and Schutz after these words. You're listening to Our Community.